The biggest difference between this roster and past rosters is
we're playing Valorant.
How you doing, Chet?
same as always, man. You know.
Whoever the bottle spin suit has to record. Daps.
We're not getting any updates here, so I'm gonna zoom in here on Chet. Chet, what's going on here? Doesn't look like he's in update mood right now. Do you want me to look straight at the camera?
Yeah, stay in the camera.
Very good.
What do you mean?
It's your boy Chet here, back with another. Don't do this. Daps, turn away. I need Daps to turn away and face the other direction. You know, Daps, turn farther away. Daps, what's happening?
Guys, we're gonna pass it over to me.
Passing it over to Jamie.
We're at the Scump Gaming House here, with Optic Scumpy and Chet. Chet, what are you doing today?
Say hi to your boss.
Hi, Andy.
Tell him how much you love vlogging.
I hate the vlog.
What has that been like, having IamPet on your team?
The main thing for me is just sort of, I feel like I'm less lazy.
I think this is the best choice to like come here and try to improve as much as possible.
This current lineup I'm on, I'd say this team feels like a family outside of the game.
Okay, so this is a very special edition of the Energy Duo podcast. We are making an announcement for NRG that we are entering a new game. As you can probably see from the cast of characters here in the video, this is NRG's Valorant team. We are coming into Valorant, coming in strong with our in-game leader, Daps. Welcome back. And of course, Chet, welcome back to the NRG fam. We're excited to have you boys. Let's go.
Boy, Chet, boy. Let's hope that Daps doesn't leave me again.
Again. But we also have Ace, of course. We got our fifth box up here, and the man who's been holding the fort down for Valorant for us and actually blowing the whole sport up with the best stream out there. And for the best player, maybe someday we can convince him to play with you too, because I heard he's pretty good. But we're going to talk all things NRG, all things Valorant, and how we all got back together today.
Sounds good.
Right here. Yeah,
yes. We're in it now. We're back together though. Me and these boys have a history. Obviously, I think that Ace at some point or another, we're gonna be able to get him to at least hop in one of the games. We'll say that, I don't know, somebody got sick and this dude needs to step up, and here we go, off to the races.
I'll be the best water boy ever, I promise.
Not better than me, so that job's taken. we need you on the field.
Yeah, we can back that up actually.
I might be able to ring her.
Yeah, I think you.
I kind of want to see Chet play first.
No. Ace, you got it. You got it.
I want to see Chet play his first match. He's avoided it in CS, so.
Well, let's
I'll avoid
table
it for the
set
rest
here.
of my life.
Let's table set here. So, NRG, we go back long ways with everybody on this call, obviously. So we were lucky enough to have Daps at NRG for a long time and help build out our Counter-Strike family and our team from day one. And Chet came on and took it to new heights. Team, I think now, Intact is #1 team of the world. And these guys were awesome. We loved working with them. And when we heard there was any opportunity to get back with them, we jumped at it. But if I would, rewind a little bit, it all started with Ace, really, and his desire to switch over from Apex to Valorant and show us really how good the game is. And we all watch his stream, but we've just learned from him and looked at his audience and saw, how it's so, grew so fast and so much. And I remember some of your first videos on YouTube, talking to Jamie and whatnot. You're like, oh, I'm not sure if this audience is here, and it just kept growing and growing, especially in North America, which is unusual for a lot of the esports that we see out there for have a big North American audience. So we've been talking with him and Jamie, our GM, Bikeage, for quite a while about how do we get in this thing. And our strategy was to wait. We wanted to wait at first. We wanted to see how it evolved. We wanted to see was it going to be all Overwatch League players, like everybody said? Is it going to be, what's the most important? Is it going to be individual skill? Is it going to be strategy, in-game leader? And, Ace has been kind of a little de facto GM for us, but he is definitely going to be our biggest cheerleader and our biggest supporter here as we grow this brand out, because the brand will be more than the team. Hopefully it'll be, the NRG fam and the content we create. So hope everybody, on the call here and everyone everyone who's listening knows that this is just a beginning, and these 5 boxes are going to grow exponentially here with other players and streamers and fans as we kind of build out our Valorant offering. So that's kind of the background here. How about maybe Daps or Chet, for anybody who doesn't know you guys, want to give a quick story on who you are and how you got here?
You can go first, Chet.
All right. I mean, my
Sit
name's
up,
Chet. You can be. I'm a
Chet,
pet. You
sit
know.
up.
All right.
There you go.
I got
Thank
it.
you,
I got it.
buddy.
Right. So, used to be known as I'm a Pet. I've coached like a lot of teams from CLG to Optic to NRG to EG. So I've been all around the place and had some success. Been #1 in CS before, which was nice. So hoping to carry my experiences from CS to Valorant. And obviously I worked with Daps in the past, and I found that to be a really positive experience, and also one of the experiences, or that experience also makes me want to switch from CS to Valorant.
For me, I mean, I played CS for about 15 years. I played on pretty much every NA organization that exists, except like TSM. So, I mean, I could go through every team I played on, but it's not really worth the time. I mean, I was on the first Optic with Shazam and Rush, Naf, and Stan, and then I wasn't on the first NRG, but I was on like the second NRG roster, I think. But yeah, so I played CS for a long time, and I didn't get #1 in the world, but I think I hit #3 or 4, so that's decent.
And so let's talk about kind of the how we're going to build this team, but also how we got here in a way where I mean, Ace, you've been playing Valorant longer than anybody here. So like, how have you seen sort of the gameplay develop, and what's your take on Overwatch players versus Counter-Strike players versus guys, who Apex who've come in, who've been successful?
So Valorant was really cool just because this is like one of the first games where you see like top players from every other esport coming in, like you said, Overwatch, and then you have Apex players, all the CS players, literally every game just coming together just to like brawl it out and see who comes out on top. So it was a really cool experience to see who actually was going to perform and who was gonna get kind of left behind. But pretty much all the CS players are prospering like everybody thought. Overwatch players also doing the most, like Sinatra is absolutely insane. But it's just been really cool to see everybody just really try and put their game on the map and see who came out on top. But
and Daps, why the move for you? I mean, obviously the huge career in Counter-Strike. Same with you, Chet. And I can tell you why you guys, outside of obviously us knowing you and loving hanging out with you and being part of the Optic and Energy family, why that was, a no-brainer for us. But we actually had a thesis, which I'll go through with you as to what it is. But I was curious, like, what was yours? Why now? Were you looking for a change, or did you feel like this is this place for you?
I mean, there's a lot of reasons. I mean, I was gonna quit Counter-Strike back in Energy like a long time ago, and honestly, like the only reason I kept playing Counter-Strike was because of LAN events. That's like what I love to do, like boot camps and LANs.
Yeah.
But I definitely had sort of like a falling out for like loving the game a long time ago. But I obviously kept having success, so I kept playing. But more like honestly, after I got replaced on Energy, I couldn't really find a way to recreate what I had on that team. Like I could always I feel like I could always make a team that would hover around like bottom top 10 or like around top 15 in the world. But I honestly don't think I could ever make a team in CS as good as the Energy team I made. And that kind of like, I wouldn't say I was depressed, but it was definitely like sort of a sad feeling. Because it's just like, you show up like, yeah, we could be like on the team or on like C9 and Gen G after Energy. Like we could like beat everyone or like compete with everyone, but there was just always this feeling that we were always kind of going to be like average, and like we'd have a chance to win a tournament here or there, but without like a bunch of changes, I just didn't feel like it was going to be anything close to the team before, and that kind of what didn't put me in the best mindset. And then and then COVID like was sort of the kicker on top of it.
No LANs.
Like, now LANs are gone on top of that feeling, and then it kind of like destroyed anything I had left for Counter-Strike, to be honest.
And why Valorant then? I mean, there's lots of things you can do, obviously.
Yeah, it's new, and I think like Ace said, there are a lot of similarities between Counter-Strike and the game, but I honestly think it's like completely different. Just like theory crafting a little bit that I have done, and like talking to players on like Sentinels and TSM and stuff, and seeing like how they think about the game. So I think it's just like, I played Counter-Strike for 15 years, and that's like a long time to commit to like one game for that long. So I think just like doing something new in a new game, and also knowing that you can like kind of make something fresh, and also be with like sort of people that you trust is also important too, because I know when I was on NRG last, you guys pretty much listened to everything I wanted to do. The first year was definitely, I had to like fight to like earn that trust, but after that, like we kind of started rolling, and like we did everything that we wanted to do, and then we kind of had a lot of success. Whereas I found after NRG, it was definitely harder to just like kind of make choices or like decisions, and I had to like go through a lot of people and get approval, and it kind of like hindered that like ability I had before. So I think that's another big move, is like being able to come to NRG with Chet is like huge for me. So
Well, that was our theory as well. Like, and Chet, I'd love to ask you on sort of your approach for building this team, because you've been building teams now for quite a while and motivating them. But our thesis was, we weren't going to jump into it right away because we just didn't know, and we weren't in a Riot game. We were way back in the day when we got relegated from League of Legends, but we loved the experience of being with Riot, and we wanted to develop that relationship. And as we saw this game develop its fan base and interest, and that it was going to be a great esport and people cared about it, we started to look at it more and more. And of course, you guys know Jamie. Every single day he was like, when are we getting in? I got this. I think I should do this. I think I should do this. But where the thesis was that he sort of sold Hector and me on was obviously with you two guys, it was really a thinking man's approach, that we're going to create it from the top down. We're going to build and do this thing right, the way you pretty much taught us to, Daps, when we built the Counter-Strike team, because really did build that team right from the ground up. We're going to start with the in-game leader, we're going to start with the coach, and we're going to start with two guys that already have a relationship and going to be on the same page, and we're going to trust them and build our team that way, because we do think, as Ace said, like a high strategy game, and it's not just a game where one superstar is going to dominate. So that's sort of how we got into it and decided now the time was right. And so, Chet, how are you going to take a look at sort of building this team and populating it with players to support Daps?
I mean, the biggest thing is, well, me and Daps kind of talked about like what type of players we want. Like, we want someone who's like a good entry. We want someone who's good at using smokes. We want someone who's good at like being the op. Like those are like the three biggest roles that we don't have yet. And if we can solidify those, then that's great. Obviously, we're gonna take our time. We're gonna do the tryouts that we need to do and see. Not only like the thing is, we can get a lot of young players with high mechanical skill and just mold them into better players. Like this guy could be playing on some academy team right now, for all we know, and he just can play only smokes. But if he has insane aim, maybe we could just put him into like a Phoenix or like a Reyna or something, just to make more use of him. So we're gonna be pretty open-minded, open to like pretty much all agents. Like a lot of people don't use like Viper, for instance. That's like an agent that we're pretty much okay with. Like we're willing to like not confine to the meta, and I think that gives us a lot more options in looking at players as well, because it just gives us like, we got to look from every perspective, and there's a lot of players that I feel like have not even been discovered yet that haven't been on teams.
On the topic of perspective, are you looking at just people, like where do you recruit from? Is it from every single game? Are you scouting across all esports, or obviously shooters mostly, or are you dead set on how you're going to navigate through this pickup roster time?
I think I'm just gonna we're pretty much looking at like who's been playing in like those tier 2 Valorant tournaments, like who's winning those, who's transferring from like CS, who's coming from like Overwatch. Like we pretty much can look from any game, and obviously people who play in these like new like Nerd Street tournaments and stuff definitely helps, because we get to see like how they are and like what they kind of want to lean towards too. Gives us a much better idea on like who to pick up.
I think if you're looking at Overwatch as well, you kind of have to go for like the DPS people from Overwatch. Like you're not going to want to pick up a tank player for this game. So yeah, you definitely have to be careful with those games. I think obviously I kind of agree. Like, you're gonna focus on people coming over from CS because when people know we're looking for players, you may get some people from CS that are really good who say, you know, fuck CS. Because honestly, NACS is pretty much dead at this point. So there could be a lot more people coming over. And then same thing with people that have already been playing this game for a while. Like, we're mainly looking at those people.
And how much time do we have now to put together sort of that first roster before first strike?
Not very long. I think we have like 2 weeks.
Really?
I think it's
2 weeks.
mid-October, the first qualifier. So we have to learn the game and get a roster in 2 weeks. But it shouldn't
Well, look,
be
we
that
have
bad.
we have one starter in the call already. We just have to convince him that it's time. And we're not talking about
someone's
Andy
gonna sub in. Oh,
or
I've been
me.
practicing.
No, but the streaming life's nice. Like,
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Ace
absolutely.
has the dream right now.
He's doing well. He is doing well. Yeah. Well, we've had a lot of requests since Valorant started in the, I mean, anywhere you can, right? In the NRG Reddit and anyone's DMs, in our videos, people are always asking us, when's NRG going to get in, especially because we have Ace. And this is good. I think they're going to be really, really happy. And this is just a blessing that we got this incredibly lucky connection to have you guys back, because you're always NRG fam. And then, you know, when we told Hecz that you guys are available, he was like, all right, we got the Optic connection here as well, and two of his favorites, that's for sure. So I think we're
So
off
is
to a
my
good
brisk
start.
mate onesie.
My man, you gotta wear. I still have mine too. We'll have a
Yeah, I got
sleepover, a slumber party. Chet
Sounds
can
good.
tell us stories and feed us cookies. It'll be good.
100%.
Ace, you're
All right.
obviously invited, so please come
Yeah.
through.
Oh, thank you. I was waiting for the invite. Let's go.
I really want to get Ace down to Frisco. I want to see Ace playing anything with Scump. I want to watch these guys doing stuff because the two of them were pretty electric.
Well, we have the NRG family feuds to look forward to, so that may happen
That
sooner
is
than
true.
later.
That is true. All right. Well, that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to let everybody know here we are. We're proud. We're NRG fan. We got a new team. We're going to take Valorant. We are heads down, Canadian style, going to be serious and build a winner. Anything to say to your fans, to our new fans to come join us here? Daps, our IGL. Anything to say to prospective players? Because we apparently need 4 more in the next 14 days.
Hit us up.
All right.
My
Try
DMs
it.
are open.
For a good time, DM my man.
DMs are
I'm
open.
a pet.
And should we announce that we're officially retiring the I'm a pet and it's just I'm a Chet now?
I've removed I'm a pet like a month or a year ago, so hopefully it's just dead
Yeah,
by now. But people
for
always bring it
me.
up. No, yeah, I'm sure you're not gonna not stop bringing it up.
No, it'll go away eventually. Now that I know that I'm a chat, I can say chat.
I'm
It'll
a
be fine.
Chet. The best part about this announcement on the video side we're putting together is that there's just so much Chet and Daps content that we
yeah.
have going back. It's pretty funny, and of course with pain in the asses like Cirque and everybody bothering both of you, it was
No,
a
it was mainly me.
plethora.
It was mainly me.
The Shanghai vlogs.
No, yeah, the
Yeah,
Shanghai
Shanghai
was mainly
vlog.
me.
What are we doing, Chet? What's next, Chet? What are we doing? Well, we're
Oh,
building
yeah.
a team here. Yeah, we're building a winner. I thank you guys all for coming on. This is awesome at the last minute here, and I know everyone's gonna be super thrilled. And I'm excited to learn a new game, and Hecz is excited to get you guys all down to Hecz quarters and do the Hecz things that Hecz does.
That's
So you want to
Sounds
take us
good.
out, Heczer?
Yes, look, I'm looking forward to this next adventure. With good people, any adventure is a good time. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Awesome. Thanks,
Sounds
Ace.
good.
Appreciate it. Let's go, boys.
Let's go, guys.
Future's bright.
Go.
Future super
right.
bright. Let's get it cracking.
You can take us out.